I don't know. Can you hear a crying baby in the background? My son's crying downstairs.
No, I
He
can't hear him. I can't hear
he's fussing,
him.
and he just turned one on last Sunday, I think. Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, last Sunday. Or not,
Yeah.
well, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, on January 30th.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So he just turned
Yeah.
one, and he is 22 pounds and fussy and wants his way and all that good
All
stuff.
that good stuff.
Yes.
I remember seeing the picture. You like a little bundle of joy.
Butterball is what he is.
Butterball.
Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead and introduce you, and then we'll just get things going.
Okay.
Hey, and welcome to the Rod Kirby Show. I'm your host, Rod Kirby, and today I'm talking to Miss Angela Green. Angela is an attorney from Memphis, Tennessee. She's the executive director of On Location Memphis, which is a nonprofit organization that is known for producing the International Film Festival in Memphis as well for over 17 years. Now, in 2019, OLM, they actually launched the Memphis Music Banq, which is pretty awesome, very awesome service, which is a music licensing house for film, television, and other visual media. In 2021, last year, OLM actually launched the Auteur Club, which is an online networking and resource platform for filmmakers and composers pursuing careers within the film and entertainment industry. Angela, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Rod. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You know, you and I are like best friends in so many different ways.
I know. I know. I mean, it's been over 10 years. I
Yeah,
know.
at least,
When I
yes.
first, at least, at the very least. But yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to see what all you're doing and the fact that we're both still here.
Oh, absolutely. And you, my dear, are doing a whole lot. And I mean, on top of being an attorney, you also have this nonprofit organization that helps filmmakers as well as musicians do a
Hmm.
lot of crazy cool things. Can you kind of break down the intertwining branches of On Location Memphis and everything that you guys are doing over there?
Absolutely. So, like you mentioned in the introduction, OLM started as a film festival back in '97,
Mm-hmm.
and for 17 years, that's pretty much all it did. It hosted the International Film and Music Festival. I started volunteering with them in 2010.
Yeah.
Essentially, as an entertainment attorney, I worked on the side of music, and of course,
Mm-hmm.
musicians are always trying to get their music placed
Yep.
into TV and film, figuring out how to break into that. And so I was just trying to help them out, and I was introduced to the festival, and I thought, well, this would be a good place to start.
Yeah.
So in volunteering with the organization, I worked a lot with the independent filmmakers, and
Mm-hmm.
I learned very quickly that their their lot pretty much parallels the independent music creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also learned that a lot of times it was so hard for independent musicians to get into film is because a lot of times independent filmmakers don't understand the licensing game and
That's
how
true.
all of that works.
Yeah.
And we know that the music for a film project is very important and can derail a project
Mm-hmm.
if not done properly. So I understand a lot of times they keep it close to the chest, work with people that they know, friends, or they do the music themselves,
Yeah.
which is not always the best thing
Right.
either. So when I took over the organization in 2014, I just started reimagining what this organization can be for this community, Shelby County in particular, but Tennessee as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And with so many other great festivals out there, when all of them started, it was only two, but now several. I thought, well, maybe we need to do a little shift so
Mm-hmm.
that we can be more, be more beneficial to the community
Right.
and their needs. And so that's when we changed the focus of it slightly to basically teaching entertainment business through real life application.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned, just in the research on how to run a nonprofit, I realized that Shelby County has so many nonprofits that are part of the city, but then on top of that, in spite of that,
Yeah.
it still had a very high poverty rate.
Right.
And when I started really considering that, I knew that a lot of musicians fell within that, a lot of independent filmmakers fell within
Mm.
that. So learning how to monetize the content that's already been creating, I felt was a need
Yep.
within the community.
Yeah.
And we just started trying to build programming that kind of taught taught them how to address that need by actually doing the work. So the
Yeah.
Memphis Music Banq was the first initiative, which we launched in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2020 quickly validated the reason why musicians need to find alternative ways to monetize their music other than live
Oh,
performance.
absolutely. Yes.
So that kind of, gave us the win to like, okay, you're on the right track. Keep going, keep trying. So we did that, and we still are doing that. We take music in. It's Tennessee music creators only. They can be a part of the Music Banq. We look for composers as well as producers. We really try to help teach those producers about scoring and
Yeah.
the importance of that and how that can really add to their catalogs, being able to do that type of work, especially on the independent level.
Right.
Because a lot of times independent filmmakers can't get original scores for
That's
their
true.
projects. But if they're working with a new up and coming independent music creator, that may not be so far out of reach. And so we're constantly training them on that, as well as getting in new tracks and music. We're basically vetting it for the legalities so that independent filmmakers, when they come to us, or just filmmakers or content creators, when they come, they can feel confident that it's legally sound and the pricing is going to be it's not going to break the bank. So that was the first initiative. So in 2021, we started turning our attention to the filmmaker
Right.
and what they need, and having access to the digital distribution of some sort of distribution was one of the things that really came up. So that's where we launched the Auteur Club. And so it's also an online networking platform. It's made up of really filmmakers from all over the world can be
That's
a
awesome.
part of that. Well as our Tennessee music creators, but we also have distributors who are in there, financiers who are in there, actors, authors, script writers. We will be adding crew members. So really all the individuals who make up producing that film project, we're offering them to become members of the Auteur Club so that they can network with each other and do business. And so we do monthly live streams with individuals in the club as well as people that bring in. So this month we'll be having Anwar again to specifically
nice.
talk about shooting overseas and that whole process and the pros and cons of doing that. But and then next month in March we'll have a representative from filmhub.com.
Okay.
So that's an online distribution platform that a lot of independent filmmakers are using to get their projects out there on your Tubi and Netflix or whatever.
Right.
But then, we also currently have Homestead Entertainment, who's a part of the club, and those owners are good friends of mine. They also do digital distribution as well, and so they're definitely open to anyone who's and I think they give a little bit more of a hands-on approach to it, whereas Film Hub is, you kind of do your own thing, you post it.
Right.
You'll learn more. Homestead is a little bit more hands-on, where they kind of talk to you about your marketing, providing your marketing campaign and kind of give you a roadmap, to use that they've been using or had success with other filmmakers within their network. And then we're constantly trying to build other relationships with others. So we got those, and now as we move on, the last piece of the puzzle, which I call it a cinematic ecosystem, is
there you go.
Trying to build here, is we're calling it right now our Memphis Movie Production. And so that's the workforce development training piece, really focusing on crew, giving opportunities for people who have had training in the below the line jobs, be it through any of the organizations out here, whether it's Princeton James program, or whether it's a university's program or whatever. And they're looking for that first gig, that first opportunity to basically start building that resume. We want to start producing film projects where we can actually bring people on who are specifically in that predicament, so that they can put to use and practice what they've actually learned.
Right.
So we're in the beta phase of that.
Okay.
Working with Phil DeReers Wallace, who'll be writing our first script. And so you'll be hearing a lot more of that pretty soon. But a lot of it will be coming through the Auteur Club. So you have to be a member of the Auteur Club to partake in the opportunities that will be coming down the pike and to get the firsthand information. So we're in the beta phase with our tour club as well that first year. So we're telling people go ahead and join, become a part of it, because that's how the ecosystem is going to function and work once we get all of the legs up and going and moving.
Right. Now, can anyone join the Auteur Club, and can anyone participate within the Memphis Music Banq as well, or is it only local to the Memphis, Tennessee areas?
So the Memphis Music Banq is local to Tennessee music creators. So it's Tennessee music creators across the state. The Auteur Club is open worldwide, so anyone could be a member of the Auteur Club who wants to, participate. All they have to do is just request, for us to check the eligibility,
right,
and come in.
That's cool. It's so great that you are focusing on musicians with the Memphis Music Banq, and then you have the Auteur Club is focused on the filmmakers, and you're kind of marrying those services together and bringing these communities together, which is awesome.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. I guess that's the ultimate vision. Is that the ultimate vision
That's
for
the ultimate. That's the
Memphis?
ultimate vision is for all of them to kind of work together and basically circulate those dollars among each other. So, if you're going to have to set a budget for music and that sort of thing, we know you have a lot of, opportunities or I guess different people that you can go to, different online platforms, but why not support your musicians who are right here, who are right next to you, you know what I'm saying, who are trying to go up. And one of the stories that I always tell about, it's a gentleman named Ludwig Garrison. I don't know if you've heard of him.
I haven't heard of him, no.
So Ludwig Garrison is a composer. He's actually Ryan Coogler's composer.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so he's worked on pretty much all of Ryan Coogler's film projects. However, Ludwig met Ryan in college. So I think film school, or I think they may have been in film school together or college together.
Yeah.
And so he scored his student projects. Then he scored his first major film project, and he's basically gone all the way up through.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that they connected, when they were both students. But then on top of that, Ludwig also is a producer. I remember that year that he won the Oscar for Black Panther. He also won a Grammy for that. This Is America with what is it, Childish Gambino.
Yep.
So that's why I try to tell my producers, you need to know both sides of the game. You need to be able to score as well as produce. That way you can basically get the full benefit of your catalog and, reap as much money as you possibly can in the industry. So that he's one of the examples I love to tote out, because it's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect example.
What's interesting is that you don't meet a lot of attorneys and lawyers that are so interested on the creative side of film and music, but you are. Where did that passion come from for you?
It's kind of interesting because I actually went to school, undergrad in communication. So I was always interested in writing. I actually did a lot of television producing. I worked in radio before I, went into law school. So the creative side has kind of always been there.
Yeah.
And it's just now, this time in my career, I've been able to just explore it that much more. Like I've written a song that's actually on one of Al Paris's albums.
Nice.
Called Blues Man and everything. So I just tried. First song I ever did. And I said, hey, can you do something with that? And he made it into something. And I want to get into, television production, reality shows, or whatever. I don't know. It's just an interest. So I'm thinking that's where I'm headed, for the second half of my life. And if I can do this through, while I'm working with On Location Memphis and helping independents here, I'd much rather and prefer to do that and leave that legacy moving forward.
Heard that. So what's the most rewarding aspect of your career where you are when you're helping musicians or filmmakers? What's the most rewarding aspect of that?
I'm gonna tell you, most rewarding for me is when I'm cutting checks. I mean, seriously, when I'm able to actually generate an opportunity for one of our composers, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually able to cut them a check and mail it.
Mm-hmm.
We call it mailbox money.
Yep.
That's I really enjoy that, and when I get to the point where we're doing that for our filmmakers as well, I'm going to enjoy that even more. I just like seeing people succeed, seeing
Right.
them basically do what they want to do, which is
Mm-hmm.
basically to make a living off of their creative side. And
Yeah.
and with me being in the position where my law practice pretty much covers me, so I don't have to eat off of this
Right.
situation. I can really just give my time and effort and just allow it to grow however God's going to let it grow. So
Mm-hmm.
that's when I feel the best to be
And I
honest.
want folks to really hear you on that. I mean, you still work what most would consider a 9 to 5. I mean, you're
Right.
as an attorney, you're an entrepreneur, but I mean, it's still your day job as being an attorney, but you also have your creative side, and you still do your film and music work on the side. And a lot of
Hmm.
people, some people would just say, I can't work 9 to 5. I have to focus on my movies. I have to focus on my music, and that's it. I can't do anything else.
Right.
But you got to be smart. You got to be
Yeah.
strategic. And I'm so glad that you're making it work. And if you can make it work, anyone else can make it work.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. To basically to maintain your independence that you're going to need,
Right.
you're going to have that seed money
Yep.
so that you can invest in yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
then ultimately other people will invest in you. But if you want to maintain that independence, you have to be able to do that, and that's what I've kind of always taught all of my musicians that I've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
To invest in yourself, maintain that 9 to 5 if you need to,
Yep.
but just start repositioning yourself as you go along,
Right.
because the first deal is not the deal. The first deal is the deal that makes you famous. The
Yeah.
second deal is the one that's gonna make you rich. So
There you go.
you got to first get that first good deal
Mm-hmm.
is what you're looking for.
Mm. So with On Location Memphis, let's talk about that for just a second. It's for local Memphians only, or those in the Memphis area. So how does it work? So if I'm a filmmaker and I'm looking for music for a film, what do I do?
So essentially, if you're a filmmaker, the best way to connect with us is through the Auteur Club.
Okay.
And so, because that's where you're going to find the resources that you
Mm-hmm.
may need within the tour club. There's a resource library, so you have sample agreements and contracts and
Mm.
forms. We're steady building that resource library up. That's where the tutorial videos, that's where the networking is going to come into play.
Okay.
If you have specific, like we've had some filmmakers who just reached out specifically for a consultation, so to speak, and finding a literary agent has
Mm-hmm.
been one of the things that have been communicated to us. So we're actively looking to try to make those connections,
Yeah.
connect with literary agents, maybe bring them in to do a live stream,
Mm.
to speak, to the members, and somebody that they can, reach out to.
Right.
So they can reach out directly to me, or they can join the tour club
Mm-hmm.
if you're a filmmaker. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
music creator, the best way really is to go through the Memphis Music Banq.
Mm.
I don't do entertainment law per se
Right.
anymore. I kind of have filtered all of my entertainment law activities through the nonprofit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you submit music to the Memphis Music Banq, and it could be just one track, and go through that process and get it in there, then at that point you're connected with us. We make everything available as far as all the opportunities we do, as far as the mixer competitions, as far as custom contracts. A lot of times we'll get producers who need content that's not in the bank, and so
Right.
they ask us for it, and so we'll reach out and say, hey, does anybody have this, or can anybody create this?
Mm-hmm.
So you'll get those notifications and emails when we have those types of opportunities. And then I'm a resource at that point, for you. Now, I've
Mm-hmm.
had some music people come to me because they're recognizing the importance of licensing.
Right.
And I don't mind giving you some information about it. And of course, the website is there. Our licensing agreements are
Mm-hmm.
online for people to see. You can kind of look at the structure and can kind of understand, what's going on. But I'm not going to actively represent you or negotiate on your behalf if you're not, a member of the bank.
Right. Makes sense.
That's just kind of how that works.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the two ways right now to definitely connect with us is through the Auteur Club and the bank.
Okay. And are you seeing any minor or major successes from the artists that are involved in either or?
Actually, yes, because we one of our first scoring opportunities
Mm-hmm.
came through the mixer competition that we
Right.
held over at the Slim House, and Anwar was there, and he was in post production for Coming to Africa, and
Mm-hmm.
so Kirk Smith, we were able to negotiate that scoring opportunity for Kirk. He did score the film. The
Nice.
film has been it's basically been on, I guess, the film circuit in Ghana in Africa.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's recently been it's been awarded. I think it's been nominated for several awards, which is sort of like their Academy Awards in Africa, the
Wow.
Ghana Film Awards. And so
Yeah.
Kirk was nominated for Best Score.
Oh, that's awesome.
The film was nominated for Best Picture. I think
Mm.
Anwar was nominated for Best Leading Actor. I mean, really, I think it got like 11 or 12 nominations.
Wow.
You know, awesome.
Yeah.
So we're very proud of that, and just waiting on Anwar to kind of share more of what's going on with that. But
Mm-hmm.
in addition to that, we also during the pandemic, the Memphis and Shelby County TV and Film Commission, they produced a PSA called Masking and Juking.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing that. That was good.
Rowdy, who's one of our publishers, we did that placement. So his track is the one that's in that commercial. That commercial was recently nominated for a regional Emmy.
Yeah.
And so so we just got the word on that, and then soon we'll learn more about that. So anyway, so that's what's been going on with us.
Yeah.
So we're real happy about all that we've been doing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the future? Anything new coming up, or anything other than the I know you got the production training coming.
The
and
production
all that.
training. That's where we're kind of focusing our attention on. Standing up that, at least getting through a test
Mm-hmm.
run of that production, as well as planning a couple of training courses in conjunction with the union, as well as the Memphis and Shelby County Film Commission.
Right.
So look out for information on that in 2022. That'll be going out, across the city, looking for recent, people with, I think with a background in construction, painting,
Mm-hmm.
things of that, electricians, people with those type of skills that may be interested in seeing how they can parlay that into in working into TV and film on the larger projects.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be looking at doing some training like that, so they can at least get registered with the union and at least be eligible for those types of opportunities that come in the city. Which really what we're trying to do is just deepen the pool of the workforce in those below the line jobs here in Shelby County.
That's awesome. Now, just take a quick step back with the Memphis Music Banq and the mixers that you guys were doing. I had a chance to be a part of the mixers, but can you explain what the mixer is for those that are watching?
So the mixer competition is essentially it's really a sync competition. So it's syncing music with live video.
Yeah.
And so we have two of our composers in the bank. They go head to head, and we have a feature filmmaker who provides 4 clips, usually 60 to 90 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
And so our composers, they compose music to the clips based on what they think is best for the scene.
Yeah.
And then we do 3 rounds in the bonus round. We have 2 judges with the filmmaker who judge, and it really highlights the importance of music in a film project, and I mean, you really don't understand how a music changes a film scene until you're looking at the same scene with different
right.
And then you're like, wait a minute, now I can see what's really going on here. So that has been we just kind of backed into that whole mixer competition. We were doing a mixer event trying to bring filmmakers and musicians together, and we just thought, well, we want something other than people standing around drinking and talking,
right,
let's do something. And so
that's cool.
That's how the competition came about, and it's worked well. We translated it to broadcast when the pandemic hit, and we started doing them online on Facebook. It looked even better. It's like a little TV show. So And we've had some interest on doing that, up in the Nashville area. So we may explore that this year
Okay.
as well. But the mixer competitions have been really, really well. And all of them are online. They're on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook channel if someone wants to watch them and check them out. Yours was a very well
Look, let
received
me tell you
competition.
something. I mean, I had an awesome time with it, and you're right. Filmmakers really don't understand how music, really it truly does change the whole mood and the tone and the feel
Mm-hmm.
of a scene. And there's a lot of filmmakers that can't afford music or customized music, or a custom
Mm-hmm.
score, and they'll just go get any royalty free track and just add to a movie, and that's just not the way to go. I mean, it
No.
really is not, and
Mm-mm.
I mean, once you actually work with a composer to actually, tune the scene and the music to
Mm-hmm.
the scene,
Mm-hmm.
to get that certain feeling that you want, or to make it just come alive, it's so awesome. And I had such a great time. So thank you for having me on the mixer. It was amazing. And
Yeah.
Kirk is such an excellent composer, and
Yes, he
um,
is.
yeah, what can I say?
Yeah.
It was great time.
And you're welcome back anytime. When you get ready for the next one, come on back. Come on
Yes,
back.
ma'am. Are you having have any other events been posted, or are you having more mixers upcoming?
We want to do some more mixers. We haven't scheduled any as of yet.
Hmm.
Because I'm actually thinking about switching it up a little bit and doing a mixer royale is what we're calling it.
Ooh, okay.
But it would take having a couple of filmmakers who actually have a film project that they're working
Right.
on, going to use music, because we're gonna, you basically looking at about 4 to 5 competitions,
Yeah.
and basically you're working directly with the composer, so
Right.
it'd be filmmaker. So in your case, you didn't work with the composers; they basically did, and you were surprised. But in the
Hmm.
Royale, we would actually pair a composer with the filmmaker to
Oh,
work on their clips. So it wouldn't be
gotcha.
the same clips; it would just be clips that are going head to head.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of massaging that whole format out,
Hmm.
and so that's going to take some time, because we're going to have to find the filmmakers who can match up with the composers,
Right.
and you would be looking at about at least 3 to 4 competitions, because
Hmm.
you have winners, so you have like about 5 or 6
Yeah.
teams, and then they'll be knocking each other out till they get to the Royale and everything like that. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so that's what I'm kind of working on. But I just got to put it all out, and
Yeah.
then see if we can get a good sponsor too, because really when we do it, everybody's going to win something.
Hmm. Yep.
Even if you come in last, you're still going to get some music for your film project.
Nice.
So the way we want to put it out, so we're going to have to get us a nice little sponsor too.
That's awesome. Well, looking forward, definitely
Yeah,
look forward to that whenever you are ready to present that.
cool.
Miss Angela, do you have any words of advice for potential musicians that are watching this that want to get involved with On Location Memphis? They want to get their music in more movies and TV shows and other things. What advice would you give them?
I would get, outside of connecting with us, I would also say, just network with independent filmmakers. Definitely go to the film festivals
Hmm.
and check those out, and other film type events,
Yeah.
and work with them. That's the only way you're gonna do it. Is about relationships. That's what entertainment is about relationships. So building those relationships with those filmmakers, you never know. You may connect to the next Ryan Coogler. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So
Yeah.
that's what I tell the musicians, and then for the filmmakers, I just beseech you all to really consider and think about music, first and
Right.
foremost in the pre-production phase, and
Mm.
don't put us to the back burner, or
Right.
forget about it, and
Yep.
know that just like you're budgeting for all of the other things that you have to budget for the film, put a little budget in there
Got
for the
to.
music. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
to.
Put a little
Yes.
bit in there for the music. And
Hmm.
if you come to the bank, we can definitely work with you,
Hmm.
because these are people who are just like you. They're trying to, they're on the up and coming, so they're not going to break the bank. But everyone deserves something for their work. So that's pretty much what I would say.
Absolutely. And I would add to that, as someone that's worked with composers before, number one, as you said, I just want to, highlight, please, 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 when you're doing your budgets, filmmakers, add your post-production to that budget.
Right.
Your editing, your music, sound
Mhm.
effects, all that stuff, add it to the budget. up front. You will thank yourself and me later. Trust me. Okay, it's very important because once you get a project done, you're so excited and you're like, okay, now I need music and I don't have any money.
Right.
now what? Right.
That's a bad
So
feeling.
that's a bad feeling. Okay, so when you do your budget, add your post production in there first, and then also when you're working with your composers, don't just tell them I need some cool action music. Don't just say that. Give them feelings, tones. What do you think about in the scene? You know, it's very helpful to the composer to know that you want something that feels ethereal, or it feels shocking and sad and depressing. You know, instead of just saying, well, just give me some kung fu music. What is that? You know, who knows what that is? So be descriptive when you're working with composers. But
absolutely.
That's all my advice. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it. Okay.
Right.
I
Excellent advice. Excellent advice. Right. Spot on. Spot on.
Well, Angela, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate you being on the show today. And if you're watching and you want to connect with Angela, you can do so at On Location Memphis. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. They also have a Twitter account, and you can see the links in the description below of this video. So thank you so much. Any final thoughts, Angela?
No final thoughts. Just you all enjoy the rest of your month, and I'll be seeing you all at the meetings. Looking forward to it.
All right, that'll end the show today. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. Peace out.